Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Blades, and let's have a look at this server, shall we? We've got a structure. We actually have a structure. We have an application which can send things out. We have an incoming to system commands, and we have our network manager just controlling things in the middle, making sure everything goes smoothly. Nice. Very nice, but our server is a client. That's going to be no good, is it? So let's get rid of this and let's write the server. Now, today I'm going to write it properly. Unfortunately, this may upset people because this is how I was taught to write it. Network CPP. Here we are. Let's make a server. We'll do the destructor first. We'll go top to bottom today. In other words, I know what I'm doing. I only go bottom to top when it's new. Yeah, I bet you never knew that, did you, hey? Right, this if statement. No, I'm not up for that. So let's write this properly, shall we? Let's just get rid of everything in network. Here, and I'm going to show you how I was taught to write C++. You might like it, you might not. If you don't want to copy this style of writing, don't. That's fine. Your choice. There you go. Freedom. Woohoo! Sorry, I have to say that because it's freedom. So we're going to start with our if statement as before. But this time we're going to go with a user and it's going to be connected. Do we have that? No, we don't. That's fine. There we go. Users connected. Should be plural, shouldn't it, really? Because it's a server. We want more than one user. Header file, please. There we go. And let's give ourselves a little bit more room on the on here. So what do I want to add? We can leave everything here, nearly, I think. Don't need that line. We are the server. Thank you. Is connected, yeah. Buffer will keep. Clients will keep. We'll need a socket set. Yeah, we've got one. We'll need a connection. We'll put that in here. TCP serve socket. Excuse me. TCP socket. Come on, stop trembling on the hands there. Connection. Just connections coming in. There we go. That's fine. Network manager. Yeah, we can have that. And we'll add a couple of extras called current ID, because we'll need the current ID of the user, or we'll have to know what current ID to assign the user, should I say, and underscore the number of users connected. There we go. I think that should be fine. If I put the right letter there, it'll be even better. There we go. So we've just added a couple of variables. We've got rid of one because we don't need it. TCP socket connection, yeah. Current ID, yeah. Yeah, that should work fine. I think we've got enough now there. We are definitely going to need to extend this. Do you want me to do that now? No, we'll do it as we go. How's about that? We'll extend as we go. So back here, that is now fine. So if we've got any users connected, not if we are connected ourselves because we are the server. Yay! What can we do back in here? We can 4. And it's an unsigned int. We'll call it count because that's what I've started doing nowadays, calling things count for some reason. We'll need to know how many clients are here. That's .size, isn't it? Yeah. And we'll have to go through each of our clients. So that's count plus plus. And for each one, we are going to do the following. Now, this is where the new style comes in. What we're going to do now is, after calling a function, I'll show you, sprint. We have got sprintf, haven't we? Yeah, we do. So after doing the brackets like that, what we're going to do is hit return. This is how I was taught to do it. Don't worry. And I'm going to take mbuffer, or whatever's in it, because that's what we're going to do next, isn't it? Comma. We're going to give it its format, which is going to be %d \n. This is what we're going to tell people. And what we're going to tell them, well, quite simply, the command, and it's server shutdown, that one. And that's it. You go down to here, you put down your semicolon, and you hit return. That should be correct. What's wrong with sprintf today? I haven't put a T in it. And that's how it looks. That's the way I was taught to write it. Instead of doing it all on one line as mbuffer, comma, format, comma, command, close brackets, everything goes on a separate line. The reason for this is because of notations and documentation. This needs documenting, and how this looks is that's the command, and these are the variables for that command. So what we would do is we would document where these variables either come from, what they do, or why they're there, what these are meant to be. And that's how it would work. We would have 2 sets of code. One would look like this, and the other one would be fully documented. And we would use the fully documented version to develop on. And once our development had changed a small part, say 1 line here or whatever, we would then put that forward to the team, or get it tested first, or the test team, and then the test team would either approve or not approve it, and it would then get included, or the new line would be added, or the alteration would be added to the actual code, and that will go through the next version. Construction. So that's how it used to work. So this is how I'm actually used to doing this, because now if you see when we do our own function like send, it becomes obvious what we're doing, because we are now going to be taking the m client clients plural count, and it's not, well, I'll say it's obvious what we're doing, but it might not be. So this would then be commented. So it would be, and it's MID we want. So that would be commented to tell us why it's MID. So if you have a look at this now, this should work. As you can see, it's helpful with the more helpful, should we say. So it's send, don't need that space in there, do I? M clients count MID. What's wrong with our M clients and our M buffer? Argument of type int is incompatible with parameter type const char star. Okay, that means I've sent it the wrong way around. Send. No, it doesn't. I know exactly what it means. It means that when we send, we only do that. We don't take. You see? This is the beauty of it. Because it's given us errors because our send function isn't correct now. So if you have a look at what we've done, send, we now need an int ID. So that's client ID, isn't it? So if we come down to here, we can now put in int client ID, comma, and client ID copy goes inside M clients, because it's no longer just 0, there's many clients. We could be sending to any client. So that's shown us that we needed an alteration in another part of the code. And that's the clever bit of this. So let's go back to our send header. There we go, it's there. And we just paste that in like that. And that's updated nicely. So just get rid of you for now. So now everything matches up. And we have got our send function updated because we were doing something else. We'll come back to send function later, I suppose. But that should make this work. And of course all the red squigglies go away. So we're happy. That's our for loop. We have now sent to every single client the command server shut down, which means that we are shutting down, mateys. Bye. Goodbye. Server's going to shut down. There we go. And then after this, all we're going to do is our SDLnet stuff. SDLnet underscore TCP underscore close. That's the function, return. And to make that close, we are going to have to do a for loop. Because we have to close all of those sockets, so why don't we put the close in there at the same time? That was stupid. Yep, there you go. So copy. Paste. Bring that up. That's in the wrong place. You see? That's how easy it is to find mistakes. There's a semicolon after that. Tab. And here we just need to do m underscore clients count. And of course now we want the socket to be closed. There we go. That's it. Everything's cleared. Good. Don't need any more in here, I hope. No, we don't. So we can go to here. Excellent. And this will be SDLnet. You see how things are a bit more fluid because you can see what's going on better. We'll have free. No, not packet. Free socket set. And that will be mserver. And that's it. That's all it needs. Because that's what it's telling us, all it needs. Right, do we need to do anything else in here? Well, lots really. That's the if statement, isn't it? Why are we freeing the socket set within? Oh, right, yes, because I don't think we should. We've got the free socket set inside the if statement. Ooh, you see see how this works now. I think we should free the socket set outside of the if statement. That's not a good place to put it. So I'm going to cut it from there. Get rid of line 34. And we're going to put that outside the if statement because I want to do it no matter what. There might not be anything to close, so that's fine. But this is rather important. And it's completely messed up my spacing. Okay. There we go. We'll do that there. That's better. All we need after that is a couple of easy things, I think. Let's just pop this down a bit so it's back in the middle of the screen. Here we just need SDL net underscore quit. And that's a function. Semicolon. And all we'll need then is SDL quit itself. There it is. Thank you. There we go, that's it. And that's how we used to, well, that's how I used to write stuff. Everything went downwards. The reason is that in the old days we had like 800 across and 600 down, which is like half this screen. So half this screen, put that across a bit, and you can see why we were writing downwards and not across. Because going across was just a nightmare. It just wouldn't work, would it? You can't write across a screen, so you're better off writing down the screen. And that's why. It was because of the size of the screens, and that's the format that we used. But that is now the correct, a correct close down or shut down. And yes, I did have to modify it as I went. That's interesting. That is very interesting. But hey ho, that's the way it is. What's next? Initialize network. Yes, this is going to be fun. So, initialize network. What do we have? We have network manager. That's okay. We have network manager equals network manager. I'm not happy about that being there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take line 52, cut, and we'll put that there. And it still did it wrong. God. Oh well, I'll get used to it one day. And all we have to do is, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Network manager is looking good. We'll need those variables. Remember, we added some variables. What did we add? We added the current ID. That one. We also added users connected. Well, that's going to start off as 0 as well. That's obvious. I mean, current ID is 0. It starts at the beginning. Current users connected starts at 0. That's obvious, totally. Connect to server? No thanks. I don't think we'll be doing that. So let's go to the IP address. We'll just cut that and put it with the rest. There. Then we can put a line in. This needs to change. It start the server. I think it's better, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do that. And to start the server, just going to space that down one, and I think we're going to use this line here to start the server. So SDLnet, yep, resolve host, yep, hit return. So it is as before, the IP address. Then we have a problem. Oh, we don't have a server IP anymore. That's right, we don't. We don't have that anymore. That's now non-existent. It's null. because we're not going to be connecting to anything. The port will keep the same, but now there's a problem, because after the port, what happens? What we're going to have to do is put on this line here, if that lot is equal to -1. And it's an if statement, so it will need a bracket. Where does the bracket go? It goes there, like that. And that now starts as if, open bracket, return, tab, tab, tab. You can see now that the lines are starting to join up. So this is a command. You can see it properly from start to finish. So if that is equal to -1, what would we do? And we would write it as an error. So we would here just put in, actually it's an if statement, isn't it? So it hasn't completed at that point. Sorry, my bad. Tab. And we would do a command. We would return false, because something bad had happened. If that's -1, something bad has happened, and we've got a bool here that we can use, and we can tell our main application who initializes us, sorry mate, there's an error. Don't start up. Come out of the program and tell us that, you know, like the server's just not working or whatever. So we, in our main application there, where we have M is running network initialize, that will become false. This won't run, and server is currently shut down will appear. So in other words, we can take that out, and we can take that out, because that's not going to be any good to us anymore. There we go. That's we're here. We're not testing, we're writing. But now you can see starting the server has come down to this block here. All of this lot don't really need it, do we? We need to a connection. Yeah. Okay, we'll have a connection then. So we can delete that because we've already got it stated. That is now m_connection equals TCP open IP. There we go. So we've got a connection. Again, that should be noted that it's opening the connection. So what that does is this. It's open connection for listening. That's what it does. So you can put it in now, can't you? Open the connection for listening. And that's a small c. Matches that. There we go. Listening on resolved IP, which will be whatever the IP address of your computer is on the internet. So we don't know what it is, so it's just resolved. That's what we call it, a resolved IP. There we go. So that's our connection opening for listening, and that's how it's done. What do we need next? We need to allocate the sockets. So mserver, allocate sockets, hit return, and this just allocate a socket set for incoming connections. There we go. So you notate what it does. And you would do this for every single one. Add socket set M server connection. Well, we can't do that here, can we? Because we haven't got a connection yet. So that's open. Open a connection for listening on. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Okay, let's go down here. This is all rubbish that we don't need, because it's all about clients. Is connected is true. Still got that variable, have we? Okay. And return M is connected. There you go. So that is the complete startup, which just doesn't fit on one screen. Damn. It's supposed to fit on a screen. I can save space by closing that down a bit. As a wasted line. Any more of these? No, that's it. So it's nearly there. Yeah, there we go. So start and finish. That's it. Lovely. So you can see how that's going to work now. These would normally go on the right hand side here, or somewhere alongside, and with the variables detailed as well. But I'm just putting them at the top for now to give you an example. It depends on how you want to do your documentation. On Visual Studio 2019, you would put probably triple, hit return, and it would set it up. I don't know if I can show you that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's up to yourselves. It's free to do whatever you like. But that's how I would write this. So you're in blocks. Everything is in a block. And you can see that it starts and it ends a block. It starts and it ends a block. It starts and it ends a block. Okay? There you go. Just a neat idea for you. And I've done it badly with these if statements, haven't I? Because that should do that. And that should come back here. So that if statement is in its own block. So that's now correct. Correct. That really would normally come here and go down there, wouldn't it? Not sure I like that. What I would probably do is indent the whole lot. So there to there, I tab out, so it looks like that. Does that look better? Yes. Because then the that finishes, goes to the next command, but it doesn't close here. Don't like that. We'll leave it as that, because then there's a space and it closes properly. Lovely. As long as it closes properly, I'm happy. That's it there. That's looking a lot more like C++ to me, and a lot better reading, because you can see the command and then you can see the variables. Yes, simple. Well, what's up next then, Blades? Come on, what other surprises have you got for us? New connections. Oh, this is going to be fun. You're going to love this one. A new connection. Oh, we don't seem to have one. Let's have void network new connection, shall we? Or connections. Should it be plural or not? Yeah, of course it should. I pluralize everything, don't I? So we now have initialize network. We should next have a void, and it's going to be new connections, and that's going to take nothing. I mean, they're either new or they're not. Make your mind up time. So, yep, save that. copy. We will put it here, just above that one. And it's void. And it's network. Just forgot how to spell network for a second then. That was excellent. Good brain. Put some brackets on it and put some dodgy brackets on it. Oh, look, you see, that's what they used to do. And oh, I'm sorry, I hate it because they put it after that bracket. I can't stand that. Sorry. That's what used to irk me a lot, and now I'm writing my own stuff. Stuff it. I'll do it my way. So let's have a TCP. And it's going to be a socket. Yep, you're right. And it's going to be a temporary socket. And it's going to equal SDL net underscore TCP, and it's going to be accept. And what we're going to accept on is mconnection. Pretty obvious. That's the only variable, so that can be left. And that's it. So there you go. So what we're doing is we're going to take a temporary socket and we're going to accept a new connection. So mconnection, open connection for listening on resolved IP, and what I will put there is for new connections. There you go, because it's being used here. You can see now how things are now connected. So what we're going to do is we are going to accept any new connections coming in. So that's what that does. That's what that actually does, that block. And what are we going to do about it? Well, don't know. So if we have a temp socket, now that's either true or false. We should put that on a separate line, like that. That comes back one, and I'm doing my brackets there. Okay. So if there is a temp socket, because temp socket, oh, it doesn't show you there. On this one here, if you have a look at the top, it says TCP socket accept, TCP server. Accept an incoming connection on the given server socket. The newly created socket is returned, or null if there was an error. So if nothing's returned, there isn't one. We're not stopping to wait for a new connection. Just wondering, should we put a new... No, we don't need to. So that's fine. Yep, that's fine. And that's fine. Yeah. So if it's null, that's false. If it's anything else, then it's true. Yay. We have a new connection. So what we're going to do with our new connection? This is where the fun starts. We are going to add the socket. So SDL net. Now you understand how I'm writing things. TCP. And we are going to add socket, which is that one there. We can now open the brackets and hit return, and it will tell us that we need the socket set. And our socket set is mserver. As it says, as you can see, as I'm typing it, it's coming up. mserver socket set. So if I click on that now, it'll just fill it in for me. It needs more, so we put a comma. and we hit return, and it wants the socket, and that is temp socket. There we go. It doesn't need anything else, so we can put, did I just hit return? Yeah, semicolon. So what's wrong with temp socket? Oh, I called it temp sock. I'll alter that one, thank you, and I'll alter that one, because it reads better. If I say it as something better than what it is here, I alter it, because it's easy to see now. There we go. So we are adding the socket. What should we do next? We should add them as a new client to our clients list. So m_clients. Doesn't matter if we've got some already or not. It isn't that. It's dot push back, because we've got a vector going of clients, haven't we? That's our vector. Push back, open, hit return. And it wants one of these two, which I don't quite understand. It's coming from the pushback, isn't it? So it's not going to tell us. It's not one of ours. A new user data is what it wants. So it is saying that. It's saying user data. So we'll give it that much. New user data. And that will be another open bracket. Sorry. Which one do we want? Just go up and down on my arrows. We want that one. There. So, user data, int ID. So that will be whatever the current ID is. We don't know, because they haven't got one yet. So we'll give them one. That's a good idea. So we'll give them a new ID. What do they want next? They want the socket. We already know that that's the temp sock. So we've got that. Then they want a timeout. So we'll get that from SDL. SDL, what is it now? It's get ticks. Yeah, uint32 SDL get ticks. That's the one. And do you want something else? Yeah. Is connected true. There we go. That's it. Go down to there. And that. There's something missing, isn't there? Because it hasn't done it proper. I've missed that. And you see how I've messed it up. That should go to the user data. So what's wrong with our user data? There is something wrong with our user data. No instance of constructor server user data matches the argument list. Argument types are int, TCP socket, uint32 and bool. Really? So where is our user data when it's at home? It's in server system. Int ID TCP socket uint32 and bool is connected. So what's wrong with it? We'll make sure that's coming through there, that's coming through there. That's fine. Don't need that. Save. And it came up with all of these, so that means I've got something wrong. Yeah. That should be at the end of the block. Okay, that bracket matches the outside bracket and that bracket matches the inside bracket. int TCP socket uint32 and bool. Struct server : user data. Server, yeah, that's right. Okay, time to split a screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up system.h. We'll go down to our piece here. Now you can see why going down the screen helps instead of going across like this, because this doesn't help us. So it's int id TCP socket user data namespace server. Yeah, it's there. I know this works. I've got one too many brackets in. That block doesn't work. Really? Okay. I'm going to try a block from somewhere else and see. I might have spelt something wrong. I'm not really sure. So that block doesn't work. Let's just do paste. Okay, it's now telling me that temp sock at works now. So I don't know what I did wrong, sorry. But that's the actual answer. If you can see what I did wrong, then that's fine, I don't mind. Now I've got this in the wrong place, haven't I? So let's return. Okay, that's okay. That comes back one. Yeah, all of this has to come back one. Okay. Just get all the spacing out right. There we go. That looks better. No idea what I did wrong. My apologies. No idea. There you go. That's interesting, isn't it? How things can go wrong and you just don't know what they are. So I obviously fumble typed it somehow and it's not telling me. So I'll just pop you back to full. But now you can see why typing down the screen helps. Because, well, yeah. I would not have been able to take a block from somewhere else and just chuck it in as a block. So let's carry on. sprintf, what do we need to do next? Accept the user. Shall we tell the user that we've accepted them? Heck, why not? sprintf. So we know how to use this function, I hope, by now. sprintf mbuffer. And that's a comma. What else do we have? We have to do the format, so that's going to be %d \n. Did I put the \n on the last one? Yeah, good. So the \n is important, as you know from the reading down below, the read function. So new connection, /n. If you're wondering and saying, well, what about the waste of space and all the line numbers? Who cares? These files go up to like 5,000 lines plus. Don't worry about it. It's not an issue. Spacing isn't recognized by the compiler, so the compiler doesn't care how we write it. Command, yes, it's capital C, isn't it? Command. Colon, and we are going to say accept user. There we go. That's it, is it? Yeah, I should think so. We need something else. Yeah. We need to tell them their current ID. Sorry, that's accept user, that's the first %D, and I put 2 in. So really, we should say m_current ID. Let's tell them what their ID is. That might help the poor people talk to us a bit better, because everything's going to change. Obviously, it's going to be command ID is going to be the structure of anything. So it's going to be command ID of sender and then message. That is going to be altered within the client, which we're going to have to do after all of this. We're going to have to update our client to make sure it is in synchronization with what we're doing here on the server. We can send that, so we can send it. We've altered our send command now, so we can now send it to the current ID, because we've set all of that up now. And then it's just comma mbuffer. Isn't that easy? Ooh, helps if I spell that one right. Down and semicolon. There you go. Didn't it look good? So once we've done everything, we've accepted the user, told the user that we do accept them, given them their identification for contacting us with the current ID. We now have to change things. So m_users connected ++ add 1. I really should use that. Semicolon. And m_current ID ++. There we go. Lovely. Comes down to one of them. And we need an else. Because if it doesn't equal a temporary socket, then it must equal something. It could equal something else. Which means, yikes, I haven't got an if statement here. I've got the if to temporary. I need a second if. I can't do it from that one. That's not going to work. We are going to have to put in if m_users connected is less than max users like that. And then we can start the block. And the block starts here. And goes all the way to where I said else, so it's that one there. All of them. Tab up, please. I said tab. Where did the else go? I've now got a random piece of code somewhere that's disappeared on me. Okay, fair enough. That's right. Yep, that's right. So that's the block. They're finished. else we're full. Oh, thank you for putting the code in. Else, what are we doing? We are going to take that block, there. Is this going to work? No, I'll type it in. Not if I do that. Let's just type it in. It's going to be easier. sprintf. And we're going to need mbuffer to put it in. To put the command in, whatever command we're going to do. We're then going to set up the command itself. %d \n. And that's okay. Comma. And all we're going to do is put in command. And this one's going to be obviously server full, because it's the else. So we have an if statement here. Users connected, max users. If it is greater or equal to max users, then you're going to get a message, command server is full. Oh yeah. Now, how am I going to do this? Because I can't send that through. There's no ID. If you have a look here, we have this line, which is why I was looking at the blocks. That means I can't use our send command, which means I need we need to do a separate individual send command for this, and we're going to have to do it ourselves, because one doesn't exist that fits the bill. Put semicolon on the end of that, because it's the end of a block. And int offset. So we know how to do this, equals 0, because we've done it before. Int length. Same variables. I mean, you can just copy it from below if you want. str length. len. And that is going to be mbuffer. And that's a semicolon. That's okay. While. No, don't do that anymore. Don't need to. While. Offset is less than length. There we go. Yep, that's okay. We shall doodle our little thingy. Offset plus equals SDLnet underscore TCP underscore send, is it? Yeah, to capital S. Send. Open brackets. Temp socket. Yep, okay, we're alright with that, are we? Yep, okay. Temp socket. Above I've already gone through this before. Offset. Why it's like this, because it might not send everything at once. Length. Could you imagine having to do this in every single function that wants to talk? Or to send? God. No thanks. That's that done. Offset semicolon, yeah. Okay. We're happy. We can come out. We can come out. I think we can come out of here as well. Come out. I think we can come out of here as well. Yeah. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 outs. Yes, correct. Fantastic. My length isn't working. I spelled it wrong. It's always spellings with me. That's how you spell length, isn't it? There we go. So any errors usually are in the block that you're in. Sometimes they're outside because other commands don't work properly. But that's it. You just do it block by block. I'm just wondering about... I'm not really happy about these, you see. So that's not really how I like it. I'm going to stop doing it with that one. Because in the old days, that's how I used to have it. Like that. And it was still clear enough what it meant. I'll do the same here as well, because these if statements, it doesn't look right when I'm reading. I never did like doing it that way on those. But put a lot of spacing in so you can see everything. Not that much. Like that. I think that's better. Yeah. That makes sense. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, it's like this one. This if statement, return false. No, I'm not going to alter that one. That one does need splitting down. There's a lot of variables in there. So any that look rubbish. Like, yeah, these do. See, I haven't done it with that one. Just put an extra space in it, and it's amazing the difference it makes. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy. Not even sure why I've got that still there. Can I just clear that area? Just in case we do need it for something. Sorry to say. That's better. That's cleaned. Save. Right, so cleaned up. Everything's looking good. Hunky-dory. So, else... the server is at max users. Connection denied. Yeah, so the connection's denied. We don't save it out. We don't store it as a client. We don't add it to the socket. Don't store it. Sorry, mateys. Failure. It's full. You know. So command server full. Send it back to them. They can't connect. Simple. And it makes it all so easy. I'm hoping this is going to help take the complexity out of C++ for you. If it doesn't, if you think it's more complicated this way, then do it a different way. It's simple, really. Are we going to update the network next? Nah. Let's have a new function. New connection. So let's check to see if any of our current connections have timed out. Remember, I've been doing this timeout thingy all of this time. We've never used it. Well, let's use it. I mean, how long has it been in here? In server system. How long have we had this timeout variable just hanging around, doing nothing? We've had it from the start because I knew we'd need it. So let's use it. Come on, let's get this void timeout going. Let's copy that. It's about blooming time we did. I don't know. Yeah, I don't care about you yet. We're here, just above here. We're still putting in new stuff. Go away. Go away, old stuff. It's not that we don't need you, it's just that I just got to get some other stuff out of my system first. Network, please. Be a member of it. It would help. There we go. So, checking for timeouts. How are we going to do that? we're going to need to look through our client list, and if anybody's run out of time to connect, contact us or tell us anything, disconnect them, because they've either dropped by accident, or they're AFK, or it's broken somehow. Something's broke somewhere. So let's do that, shall we? Come on, go. Doesn't remember them. Okay, 4. Our normal thing. Unsigned int. We'll use, because we're going through the clients list, we'll leave it as count equals 0, because I'm not imaginative. Most of the time, anyway. Count is less than we know this one. We've seen it hundreds of times before. Clients dot size. There we go, size, and that's just going to be count plus plus. Don't put a space there, put it there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And if SDL underscore getTicks, this is where this getTicks things come in, if you were wondering. Remember I've set them. So getTicks, I'll show you in a sec. getTicks, I can't, yeah, it's come up. getTicks minus, I'll show you why in a minute. M underscore clients count. And now we have a look at this timeout variable so we can use it. Remember, we've set it. And if that is actually greater than what we decided AFK underscore timeout was, whatever we decided it was, it's here, or should be. Oh, we didn't, yeah, we did put it here. Here's our timeout, 5 seconds. There you go. So if it's greater than or equal to 5 seconds. So that says SDL getTicks. That gets, let's have a look. Get the number of milliseconds since the SDL library initialization. Note, this value wraps if the program runs for more than 49 days, which this can. It doesn't matter after 49 days because we're checking every 5 seconds, so who cares? So at that time, so it's an artificial timer. Now here, we're setting it. So if we check it within 5 seconds, so say 4 seconds later, we do timeout, it'll be 4 seconds minus, it'll be the current time minus the client's, which is 4 seconds, timeout. And if that is greater than 5 seconds, then we're going to do something. If it isn't, then we'll just ignore this and go back on our merry way. We're not going to do anything. So you do absolutely nothing if there's no timeout. Only if there is a timeout. What we're going to do is we are going to disconnect the client, and we are going to use M underscore client. Yes, I know it doesn't exist. Clients count, because we haven't done it yet. And that's going to be MID. So we can use their ID quite happily just to disconnect them. There you go. And I know it doesn't exist, and that's all we're going to do. So we need a disconnect, don't we? Should we make that private or not, do you think? I think the answer is yes. I don't think anybody should be disconnecting anybody in public. Yeah, my coffee's going cold. That means we'll come to the end. So I'll just complete the disconnect and we'll stop at this point. So let's just do that disconnect client. Where we're going to put it? We are going to put it in private, I think. So we'll just have a new void, and it will be disconnect and client. Put it as full, and it's going to be, if we do it properly, an unsigned int client ID. There we go. That's properly done. I like that one. So you can see it's starting to come together now. We've got connections, times out. We've still got the sends and stuff to go through yet, but hey ho. We will get to the stuff we've already written, which is easier to do. Where is my marker? There it is, private. We'll pop it in here. And we'll make it part of network. Network disconnect client, unsigned in client ID. So we shouldn't have red marker on what we did on the timeout. So disconnect client is now gone. Okay, yeah, that's fine. How are we going to disconnect them? How shall we do it so it's polite and not annoying? Yes, we've got to do it nicely. So let's do it nicely. Disconnecting a client. Yeah. We'll leave that till next time then. So this is going to be the start of our next session. We will write the disconnect client because this has got more in it than I expected. So I will catch you in the next episode when we continue creating our server in the network.cpp. I hope you're understanding the changes that I'm making to the style of the work that I'm doing, and I hope it's more interesting to you. So if comments below, I don't mind if you want to say, oh, just go back to normal and do it in this normal standard crappy way like this so it looks garbage. It's up to you. In the meantime, just take care, keep exploring, and have fun.